Hey everybody, you're watching Ohm Sweet Ohm on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Hi everybody, welcome to Ohm Sweet Ohm. I'm yoga instructor Alison Schuster, and today we're talking to George Pry from Honor Flight Pittsburgh. Hi George.
Hello, thank you very much.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Some people are probably going to say, okay, where are we going with this today, Alison? Because we are a health and wellness show. Now we've had several shows where we've talked about bringing yoga to our veterans community and the benefits, both physically and psychologically. Today we're going to talk about another great psychological benefit for veterans, and wellness for the family as well. I think it takes in both the families and indeed the community. Tell us what Honor Flight Pittsburgh does.
So Honor Flight Pittsburgh was started back, Honor Flight was started back in 2004, and the principle was to bring World War II veterans down to see their memorial. The memorial had just opened at that time down in Washington, D.C., and unfortunately at that point it was later in a lot of their lives. They were in their late 80s or early 90s, so the premise of the program was to try and give them that trip down there at no charge to them, but to give them that chance to have that peace in their heart of being able to see the memorial, reflect about it, and share with their families.
That's awesome. And really, it started to grow from there.
Correct.
Right? It started to grow.
So originally it started with two different people having the similar idea, one in Ohio, one down in North Carolina. After a little while, they figured out each other was doing the same thing, and they got together and created the Honor Flight Network. So at that time there was two hubs. Today, there are over 140 hubs in 46 different states.
So nationwide.
So it's a national program.
Nationwide.
Yeah, here in the Pittsburgh region, we started in 2006. Matter of fact, 16. We just celebrated our 3rd anniversary, and we'll be going on our 7th trip next Saturday.
How did you get involved with Honor Flight?
Well, it's kind of interesting. I'd heard about it in general, but when my wife's grandfather wanted to go down and see the World War II memorial, we took him. As a family, we went down to the memorial, and he happened to walk off out of the vehicle and run into somebody in the same unit as his. So when he saw the hat from that same unit, he went over and started talking to me. He said, I want to go talk to that guy. And he went over and started talking to him. 3 hours later, he was still there enjoying the day, reminiscing about things. They were walking around the memorial, seeing different things, talking about what they've seen, what they've done. For my kids at the time, it was like, okay, Grandpa. But at the same token, it was overwhelming what it meant to him.
What it meant.
He died about 2 years later, and at his funeral, the Honor Guard came in and did a presentation. And I went up and asked some of the gentlemen there if they've ever been down to see their memorial. Some were Korean veterans, some were World War II, and I think there was one, or the most were Vietnam. And not one of them had said they'd made it to D.C. to see their memorials. So after that, my wife and I started talking, and like, we've heard of this program. I can't believe there's nothing in Pittsburgh. We got to find it, let these guys know. And then that's when we found out there was no such thing in Pittsburgh. So we have a very close friend, Judy Novak, who is a Navy veteran. We called her up. Her and her husband were more than happy to help us get this thing off the ground and run. So between the four of us, we were able to, quote, found a local branch of this national organization.
And it started small.
Started
right?
small.
What was the first trip?
So our first trip was 8 veterans. I believe it was 2 Korean and 6 Vietnam veterans. And I loved them all because I sit back and think they gave us a shot. They had no idea what this was, and they're like, oh, okay, whatever, you're going to give me a bus ride to D.C. They didn't understand what our goals were and what our dreams were for the program. And it's truly not just a trip, it's to get you and honor you for the day. And one of the things that I found now over the years and many trips, a lot of these veterans don't feel that they're heroes. They feel the heroes are on walls like this. a lot of them haven't come to peace with it yet completely. And most, if not the vast majority of them, have no desire to talk to their families about it because they just don't know how.
Many families don't know the stories. I know my grandfather was that way. He was a World War II POW, and he would tell us all the time, I fought that war so you don't have to.
Yep.
And it wasn't till late in his life that we began to hear the stories and how powerful they were and the connections that he had made.
And though I understand their hurt, at the same token, I feel that our generation and the generations behind really need to understand the sacrifice that they gave for us.
Absolutely.
I absolutely love being down there with them because it's often as they're sitting there looking at their memorials, whichever one they're at, they open up. They start talking. They might not tell you very detailed stories, but you can tell the healing process has started the second they feel comfortable talking about it.
And not only the healing process for them, but a process of passing those stories on before it's too late.
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of it too, of having the younger generation understand and know the history.
Yeah.
And first-hand accounts.
Yep.
To hear it from the people who lived it and fought those wars. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now it grew from that first little
grew.
trip. Where are we now?
So now we're taking 2 completely packed buses and we have a waiting list. So we're up to about 60 veterans. Now, along with the veterans, we bring a couple nurses on each bus to make sure that any medical issues can be addressed or making sure people get their medicine, because sometimes the excitement of the day, you don't think about, oh, I need to take my medicine or whatever. So they're there to help keep us safe. And then we have guardians. The guardians
Tell us about the guardians. You know, this is near and dear to my heart. My son is a guardian.
Yeah. So our guardians are our backbone. They are truly our best volunteers. Their job is to come along and just spend the day with the veterans. Sometimes the veteran wants to open up, talk to them, and they share a lot. Other times the veterans are still concerned, still a little nervous about opening up. But the guardian spends the day just taking care of them, making sure if they need something to eat, they get tired, they want to be in a wheelchair, we bring a bunch of extra wheelchairs so they can sit down and not say, I want to sit in the bus because I'm too tired. It's like, no, come sit in a wheelchair. We'll push you around, and our guardians do that for us.
They form amazing relationships.
They
really do. I know his relationships with the veterans have lasted well beyond that day, which is also a great experience for both the veteran and the guardian.
Yeah, we've had people tell us that they've stayed in touch with their veteran. I know one guy that says they go out to eat every Saturday morning.
That's awesome.
They go out to breakfast together. So 2 strangers to start the day have formed a lifelong friendship. The guardians are absolutely our backbone. A lot of them come back repeatedly. You mentioned your son went once. I know he's going again. He can't wait to go again.
Yeah, can't wait to do it again. And I think it becomes as important to them as it is to the veteran, which is really cool. Really cool. Now, I know some people may be watching that say, well, sadly, the veteran in our family passed away. What does Honor Flight do to honor those who have passed?
So we want to make sure every veteran is honored. And in that situation, we have a program called Honoring Yesterday's Heroes. Now, what that entails is that we ask you to give us the veterans' information, where they served or specifically what conflict they served in, and provide us with a photo. We take that photo down, and in front of the memorial that was built to their service, we'll put their photo, put a little easel up with some other information on it, thanking them for their service, and then we take a picture with that as in the background. Then we provide that to the family in a nice framed thing that they can hang on the wall. That's both
awesome.
a certificate thanking them for their spouse or their grandfather or uncle's service, and then it illustrates our thanks as a help or a thankful nation for what they've done for us.
That's awesome, and a nice memory for them to have.
And it's completely free. There is no charge. We don't charge any veteran for anything, or at the Honoring Yesterday's Heroes, we survive on donations. And kind of back to the Guardians, one of the wonderful things about the Guardians is they don't want our donations, our fundraising to go to fill their seat. So every Guardian pays what it costs us to transport a person down. They pay to fill that seat, so that there's no fundraising that goes to anything but the veterans.
Now that we come to how people can get involved, because I know a lot of people are going to watch this and say, how can I help? This is an awesome program. How can people get involved?
Well, there's so many ways. Some we have booths set up throughout the year at different events, at farm shows or at fairs, and we often set up booths and we ask people just to hang out and spread the word. What is it we do?
Right.
Talk to the veterans that you might walk by, you see a hat that says a Vietnam veteran, go up and say hi. Thank them for their service, welcome them home, and then offer them that opportunity to come visit us on a trip. So a lot of it's collecting applications, trying to convince people that of what we are, tell people what we are and convince them to give us a shot and come down with us. Some of it's presentations, like come Veterans Day, I think we have 6 different places where people going to give talks about the organization. And the Guardians is a great thing if you can take a day, and it is a long day. We leave at 5 a.m. and return closer to 11 p.m. But you can come down with us and help us push people around in wheelchairs, help get their food, spend the day with them. There's many other opportunities. Like as we get ready for this trip, we have 3 different days that we have volunteers coming in to pack bags for them, so they have snacks and some other things that they get.
Just getting ready for the trip.
Yep, people there in the morning to help get everybody together and organized, and people there at the end of the day to help us unload the buses and welcome them back home.
That's awesome. And of course donations, right? Of course
you
will accept donations, right?
Yes.
Of the smallest and largest sizes, anything in between.
So it cost us about $8 to provide a lunch, $23 to feed a veteran for the entire day. It's $200 for the entire cost for that person to be in the seat in the bus. So, any small donation, larger donation, and whether it's monetary or time, we greatly appreciate it. It helps us accomplish our mission.
And really, part of that mission is wellness. It really is. It's tying it to the heart, not only for the veteran, but also for the families, and I think a lot for the community, just making people aware of the sacrifices our veterans made for us and honoring them. I think that's an amazing mission of Honor Flight. So your mission is as much wellness as doing yoga every day. Because serving the heart, of course, is where it all starts. I think that's amazing. How can we get in touch with you, George?
So we have a website. It's honorflightpittsburgh.org. Email, the same thing, it would be info@honorflightpittsburgh.org. And then we have phone number 724-355-3737. So we try getting you in every way possible, or if you like Facebook, you can get on and search Honor Flight Pittsburgh, find our page, and keep up to date on any of the new things that are going on, any places we're going to be, or our next trips.
George, thank you so much for being with us today. We really appreciate everything that you do for our veterans community. It's November. We want to honor our veterans today and every day of the year.
Thank you.
We got to be here at Adams Township today at this beautiful new memorial, but we think going down to DC and seeing all of them with you would be an exciting opportunity. So I hope everyone will take advantage of getting involved with Honor Flight.
You're welcome, and thank you.
We're going to continue and do a little yoga at Cleveland Rock. I'll meet you in a moment on the mat. Hey everybody, welcome to Cleveland Rock. It's a beautiful fall day and we're going to do a little yoga out in this beautiful fall weather today. Now a lot of people ask me how to strengthen the core, and they want to take the pressure off of the wrists and the shoulders when they're in plank and in chaturanga. So we're going to work on an eagle sequence today to try and strengthen the core so that those plank poses become a little easier. So we begin to engage the core muscles, the glutes, the thighs. Help us out. Take a little pressure off of the arms, because a lot of our vinyasa yoga becomes very heavy on the arms if we can't engage the rest of the body. So we're going to give that a try today. Working through eagle, this is the perfect location to work through eagle today. Nice long fall in Western PA. We're going to breathe it in. Let's come to the top of the mat. Take a nice deep breath in all the way up. We're going to exhale those hands to heart center. Take another one. Big deep breath in. All the way up. Exhale it down. One more. I want you to fill the lungs. Breathe it in. exhale those hands to heart center. Let's bring it all the way down. Little forward fold. Just step that left foot back. So nice big crescent lunge. Now, when we're working on crescent lunge, we want the knee above the ankle. We want to come to the fingertips. Now lift the gaze. Begin to engage the chest. Begin to engage the belly. Maybe you can bring those hands to the thigh. Maybe you work on it right here. Maybe you take those arms all the way overhead. Take a nice deep breath in. Maybe you take that gaze up a little bit. Deep breath. And then exhale. Bring those hands back down. Touch the mat. Now, same thing, although we're going to add those eagle arms this time. Let's press into the mat. Lift the chest. Maybe those hands come to the thigh. Maybe you reach them all the way up. Take them into blades. Let's just reach for the sky. Gaze forward. Then let's bring that right hand in front of the face. That left arm wraps around. Can you push those arms up? Nice deep breath in. Lots of lift. We're going to draw the belly in. Really press into those feet. Tuck the tailbone underneath. Then slowly release. Bring those hands back down. Touch the fingertips. Step the 2 feet together. Let's take that big sun breath in all the way up. Exhale those hands to heart center. 2 more. Deep breath in. Exhale, heart center. You've got it. 1 more. Nice deep breath in. Exhale. Bring those hands to heart center. Take it all the way down. Reach those fingertips for the mat. We're going to step that right foot back. Big crescent lunge. Now, come up on the fingertips. Lift the chest right here. I want you to feel the belly engage. Draw that belly button to the tailbone. Now bring those hands up. Those legs are already in place. Maybe those arms come all the way overhead. Take a deep breath in. We're going to lift. Lengthen the spine. See if you can use that exhale. Tuck the tailbone underneath. Maybe that lunge goes just a little deeper. 1 more. Nice deep breath. Big reach. Then bring those hands back down to the mat. Tap those fingertips. Lift the chest. Engage the belly. Then see, can we bring those hands up? Can we take those arms all the way up? Put them into blades. Reach them as high as you can. Now bring that left hand in front. We're going to wrap the right arm around. Eagle arms. Press those elbows up. See if you can sink a little deeper. Nice deep breath in. And then exhale. Open it up. Fingertips to the mat. Let's step those 2 feet together. Nice big forward fold. Just let the body hang. Then a deep sun breath in. All the way up. Exhale. Bring those hands to heart center. Now bringing it to the center of our mat. Let's take eagle. And let's see what we can do with that eagle. Remember, we're trying to engage those legs, engage the core, engage the glutes. Let's cross the right leg over the left. That right arm comes in front of the face. Left arm wraps around. Now, if this is uncomfortable for the shoulders, I want you to bring those hands into blades. Either way, we're going to press those shoulders up, and then we just begin to hinge at the hip. Maybe that foot lifts up. Not a necessity. It can stay attached to the mat if we want. Nice deep breath. Maybe those elbows come down to the knees. Nice deep breath. Can you sink a little deeper? Let those hips sink. Now maybe we open those arms out. Flip the palms. Can you lift the chest a little bit? Sink the hips a little deeper. Keep it right there. Just 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back up. I want you to shake out the feet, shake out the hands. Take a big sun breath in. All the way up. We're going to interlace those fingers. Press them away. Take it over to the left. And take it over to the right. Nice deep breath. Let those hands float back down. Let's try the other side. So we cross that left foot over the right. Let's bring that left hand in front. Right arm wraps around. Now, right here, before you sink the hips, can you lift those shoulders just a little bit? Take those elbows past 90. Draw the belly in. Let's see if we can sink down a little lower. Maybe that foot lifts up. Not a necessity. Engage that belly button to the tailbone. Maybe those arms come down. Maybe we sink those hips a little lower. Nice deep breath. Maybe those arms go out. Flip the palms forward. Little lift in the chest. Big wingspan. Get your eagle wingspan going. Nice deep breath. And then we're going to rise back up. Shake out the hands. Shake out the feet. Widen out this time. Take a big sun breath in. Bring those palms together. And maybe a big exhale. Reach down for your mat. Plant the hands. Drop the head. And let's roll up. One vertebrae at a time. Nice and high. Big sun breath in. And exhale. Bring it down. One more. Eagle variation. Let's take it to the top of the mat. Nice big sun breath in. Bring those hands to heart center. Cross that right foot over the left. Right hand in front. Left arm wraps around. Bring those elbows down. Sink in the hips. Let that foot rise. Maybe you can take that big wingspan. Airplane wings. Maybe you can press that foot back. Let that eagle fly. Take it as high as you can. Nice deep breath. And let's bring those feet together. Sun breath in. Exhale those hands to heart center. Maybe one more. Step it to the top. See if you can cross that left over the right. Finding a good spot. Bring those eagle arms up. Sinking it down. Take the elbows in. Draw the belly in. Reach those arms out. Press that foot back. Reach it. Let it fly. Nice deep breath here. Enjoy that little bit of freedom, that little sense of flying. Bring the feet together. Take a big sun breath in. Exhale, hands to heart center. Enjoy the fall. Take it in. Find your eagle, find your strength. A little bit of fall goes a long way. Find the light within you. Take it out into the world. Namaste.